You know, I'm not remotely surprised that you haven't been talking to me. So how is my father's other child, huh? Let me guess, you're still as strict as ever, right? You get it from our father.
I literally tried to get in touch with you a while ago. You never answered. I was calling and calling, but you never picked up. You're so frustrating to deal with. Look, Dad passed away. You haven't even bothered to visit him, and you knew he was quite ill. He really wanted to talk to you, and you never gave him that chance.
Are you kidding me, Alana? He's actually gone? Dad is finally gone? Oh, this is the worst thing to ever happen to me. He finally succumbed to his illness, then? I shouldn't have to come over and take care of anything. All of the nursing stuff is your job. I never wanted to take care of that sick and disgusting man. That's why I never came around.
Did anyone say anything about you taking care of things or anything like that? I never said that, all right? But someone had to take the burden of looking after him, and I've obviously got a bigger heart than you. All I'm asking is for you to come and visit us, especially our dad. At least you could say goodbye to his body. Could you at least call me more too, Lawrence? I'm grieving here. I would actually love to hear from you. You're the only sibling I have, and all you've done throughout our lives is push me away from you. It's not fair. We should at least be able to get along.
Well, tell me when you're not gonna be there and I'll go over and see his body. I don't get why you want to see me so badly. It's not like I ever accepted you as my sister anyway.
Watch your attitude, Lawrence. Would you please just cut this crap out? I don't need this from you. I just want some support during this time. It's the least you could do for me. How could you talk about our father like this? We're his only kids and you're acting like you don't care about him. You're so insensitive. He did his best to raise us and you're throwing it back in his face.
Oh, boo-hoo, Alana. Of course you always got out of your way to say something bad about me. You always have. You just can't accept the fact that I hate you. He's been bedridden for 5 years, hasn't he? I've been waiting so long for him to leave this earth. I've been waiting so long for my inheritance, and I didn't think it would take our father so long to just die. He obviously didn't want to give up too much. I really didn't think that he'd survive 5 more years. I was really sick of waiting, you know? But now I can just get what I deserve and live the life I want.
Ugh, Lawrence, how could you say something so horrible? He's our father, for goodness sake. You should be treating him with a little bit more respect, dead or alive. I think this has probably been the worst thing I have ever heard come out of your mouth. I can't believe you. I am so over how you talk about people. It's terrible and I shouldn't have to hear it.
I don't really care what you think, Alana. I'm just speaking the truth. What's so wrong with that? It's your fault that you can take it. You're so weak-minded. What's so bad about being open and honest with my family? I'm just saying that this has been a long time coming and I just can't wait to get my hands on my inheritance.
Even though you've been more or less forcing me to take care of our sick father for the past 5 years? That's so messed up, Lawrence. You can't think of anything else but the inheritance, I suppose. Our father was very ill, and this could be the last time you see him before we have a service for him. But you won't even do that, will you? Can't you just show our dad a little bit more kindness? He's dead, Lawrence. He's the only father we've ever had, and even after death, you still talk bad about our family? You're just a heartless jerk.
How about you start showing me a bit more kindness before you start critiquing my actions? I'm the son and I can do whatever I like in this family. And you got no choice but to take it. Since he's dead now, I can be a landowner and be filthy rich. I'll inherit all of our father's land. And guess what? You'll see none of it.
You make it sound like it's an easy thing to do. Why? Wow, you really don't care about anyone, do you? Do you really think that I'm just gonna take this behavior lying down? Besides, it's been a long time since our father made any money off of being a landowner. I don't really know what you're going to be able to do with it.
You've really got no idea what I'm talking about, Alana. The value of land doesn't decrease that easily. I'm not surprised that you got no idea because you've always had no brain cells. That's how our father lived, as he pleased. Since he was getting money from the land, he doesn't have to worry about anything anymore now since I get what he had.
He did what he pleased? Are you for real, Lawrence? He's been bedridden for 5 years. He could hardly move. He couldn't do anything on the land. Do you really think he did whatever he wanted with the little life he had left? I can't believe what you're saying right now.
Even if you're bedridden, you can still earn money and have a really good lifestyle. I guess he might have enough money to dish out to me if he was lying in bed all day.
He was just using the money that he saved up all these years. He's no longer in a situation where he can have all the luxuries that he once had.
That's why I was hoping earlier that he doesn't hang around any longer. There'll be no money left if he doesn't, so I'm glad he's gone.
Why are you so hung up on getting an inheritance when you won't even see him? I don't get this. Parents are not just for us to gain something when they're gone. You should probably see Dad's lawyer about the money if you want it so badly. He's probably got no idea what you're saying to me. I'm telling you to come over. Please, just do this for me. I just want to talk to you and see your face. I'm not asking for much.
You're making such a big deal of this. It's very annoying. I'll go over to the house if I can, but I'm not making any promises.
Yeah, I can tell you're not. Well, I guess you coming over is never going to happen. You're so stubborn and insensitive. Lawrence, we really need you over here. Please respond to me when you get this message. Dad's really not doing so well right now. We really need you here. I can't handle having to do this organizing all on my own. I really need your help. I've got something really important to tell you, so please get over here as fast as you can.
Oh, really? Oh my God, about time, don't you think? It's finally happening. You're falling to pieces. Why should I help a weakling like you?
Huh? What do you mean? What's finally happening? I'm so confused as to what you're talking about.
It's almost time, and I've been waiting so long for this to happen. I can't believe the time has come. Finally, I can get on with my life. Well, please let me know when the date and time of the funeral's been decided. I'm going to get in contact with my lawyer right away.
What the heck are you talking about? Did you not read my previous messages? You know that Dad's funeral service soon, and I'm at a standstill with it. I need my brother. Don't even think about doing anything with your lawyer.
I did read your messages. Didn't you just say you're having a mental breakdown? Do you really think I want to be hanging around you right now? No, thanks. You've always wanted to be free from having to take care of him, right? Can't we just get this over with quickly? Then it'll be all over and we can move on with our lives. I also want my money. I want it in my hands as quickly as possible.
How dare you say such things to me about our father? I don't care about the money. I care about our dad. Just hurry up and get over here. You know you're talking badly about our father, our real father. How could you be like this?
Look, I got no interest in having anything to do with him anymore. I don't care what happens to him. Okay, just let me know when he's going to be put up in flames. You can contact me once the funeral plans are made. You can sort it all out. I'm not going to do anything for it.
How dare you act like this? Fine, be that way, Lawrence. You're a terrible and heartless person, and I don't understand how anyone could like you. I'll just take care of Dad myself, and I'll stay with him right until the end. He deserves to have some kind of kindness from at least one of his kids.
Hey, sis! Well, that was a fun funeral now, wasn't it? I'm sure our father appreciated the send-off.
How could you say such horrible things all the time? I'm so sick of your attitude and what you say to me.
Oh, don't be such a hypocrite, Alana. I bet you're actually happy now that he's gone, so you don't have to look after him, right? You took care of our father, the landowner, for 10 years, and then he passed away. Now you can finally be free of that role, right?
How could you say something about my father who's only just passed away? Haven't you said enough hurtful things? It's supposed to be a sad time, and I'm choosing to be sad over the loss I've experienced, unlike a heartless person like you.
Oh, yeah, I suppose you can feel however you want. So I've talked to the lawyer about what's going to happen.
Good for you, Lawrence. I've actually talked to a lawyer as well. Dad was worried what would happen to me after he died, so he told me to find a lawyer.
Wow, of course you did what Daddy said. I'm not surprised. You live such a miserable life, don't you, Alana? Looks like I'm going to inherit all the assets and property that was in Father's name. And looks like you're not getting a single penny of it. You've taken care of him for so long, and what have you got to show for it? Probably not a lot or anything at all, to be honest. Thanks for all your hard work in getting me the inheritance. I'm looking forward to having it.
I'm confused. What are you talking about, Lawrence? What do you mean I'm worth nothing?
Did you really have no idea what was gonna happen, Alana? Wow, you really are stupid. It's such a shame that you had to find it all out this way. You cared for our father so much over the last 10 years. But in reality, you meant nothing to our father. He gave you nothing. In the end, I was the cute kid who earned everything.
Well, I'm pretty sure you've got that wrong, and that's not what's gonna happen, Lawrence.
All your life has all been for a dusty old rag. Caring for your father got you nothing. Doesn't that suck so much? To be honest, I'm rolling around on the floor laughing about it. It's so hilarious I can't help but laugh and cry at the same time.
I don't get how you'd find this so funny, Lawrence. What's the old rag supposed to be about? Me cleaning up after our father? Someone had to.
Even though you cared for our father so much, your efforts were all in vain. You ended up with nothing. Did you really think that if you provided him with love and care that you'd get your hands on my inheritance? Obviously, you misunderstood the entire process. You wasted a lot of your life because you wasted time on a man who wasn't gonna give you a single dime. You could have gotten married and had a lot of children during that time. Your life must be such a disappointment. After 10 years of caring for him, you got no inheritance, so you might as well live in rags for the rest of your life. Of course, being the older brother, I'll inherit all the money, but if you hold a grudge about it, you should be mad at our father for choosing me.
You know what, Lawrence? Go ahead. Take the money. It's all yours. Take it all and don't worry about me.
I've got no need to worry about you. I'm sorry, but things were supposed to be this way.
That's fine, Lawrence. I don't need any of the money from the inheritance. I don't really need it even if I asked you to give it to me.
What? What are you even talking about? What's gotten you so high and mighty about this? You seriously don't want any of the cash?
Hey, all I'm doing is staying quiet, brother. I'll hand over the entire inheritance over to you, and then you can do what you want with it. I'm really glad that you were able to get what you wanted, Lawrence.
Also, the beach house by the sea is mine as well. I couldn't forget about that. I've only been there a few times in the past, but it's worth having assets there.
But it's such an old building. What's the point in trying to make money off of it, Lawrence?
Like I told you before, the value of real estate isn't coming down anytime soon. You really are an idiot when it comes to money and property. But I should expect that of my little sister. You were never as bright as me. You're so dull, weak-minded, and stupid, and I don't want a sister like you.
Well, why don't you go to the beach house and check it out? You should see with your own eyes so you can make the right judgment call on it.
That's true. I haven't been there in quite a while. I'll take my girlfriend with me and we can do like a staycation or something. Well, I really can't believe our father's finally passed away. This is the best thing that has happened to me in such a long time. I'm gonna get so much money and have so much land to play around with. It's gonna be great. I'll be able to live such a rich life with my girlfriend and everyone will be so jealous of us.
You're so horrible, Lawrence. You're the worst brother on earth and you're a terrible human being with no remorse. Don't contact me anymore. I decided to disown you because I don't need someone with your attitude in my family. I don't want to talk to you anymore. What the heck? How did you call me? I thought I cut ties with you. What are you contacting me for? Didn't I tell you to leave me alone? You say horrible things to me and now you're desperately calling me?
Look, Alana, that's not important right now. You need to answer your phone when I call. I need to talk to you. It's an emergency.
I've got nothing to say to you, Lawrence. I didn't want you contacting me, but you obviously didn't get the message.
You know how I told you that my girlfriend and I were going to go to the beach house, right? I'm going to show her what a magnificent piece of architecture it is. The only thing that was there on the land it's supposed to be on was a rotting house. It's fallen apart. Don't tell me that's the luxury beach house. It's more like a ruin than a house. It's as gross as an old rag. This can't be right, can it?
You really like using that word rag, don't you? You called me one and now the beach house? You're funny, bro. The ruin that you spoke of is the beach house, Lawrence. What you see in front of you is the beach house. And yes, it's a little bit run down, isn't it?
No way! That's not it, is it? It's a piece of crap! There's hardly anything left anymore. It's like something from a horror movie. Did I just pay a huge chunk of tax to inherit this ruin? Isn't it a ruin? It looks like it might be haunted by ghosts or something. I won't be able to live in this crap hole that I inherited. This is just the worst property I've ever seen. How can something like this not be maintained over time?
I suppose it is. Apparently, that beach house is known by the locals as the haunted house. I'm not surprised it's called that since it's falling to pieces.
Are you kidding me? They actually call it that? Is it actually a haunted house? Has someone actually seen ghosts inside it?
It's a shame because it used to be a lovely piece of property in the past. Even in the state it was in back there, it was also called a haunted house. Even if you'd want to sell it, you couldn't sell it because no one would want to step foot inside of it.
I can't believe this place is still standing. What is this, some kind of sick joke? Did you know about the state of this place? I heard it was a luxury beach house with all the bells and whistles. How does it look like this?
What are you even talking about, Lawrence? There's nothing wrong with it, really. It's just everything but a luxury beach house. It's still an alright house, it just needs a little work is all.
Are you delusional or something? There's no way this place could be fixed. This house is not even livable, Alana. It's literally falling apart. Don't you know I paid a considerable amount of tax just so I could inherit this place? I can't live in it and I can't sell it.
But you're the one who wanted the beach house. You told me that yourself. You know, I'm glad that things have turned out the way I wanted them to. I wouldn't have any idea what to do with the house in that state. My wish came true. Why don't you just take care of it?
If I had known that the beach house was in this disgusting state, I wouldn't have wanted it from the inheritance. I should have just taken the inheritance money and I would have been laughing all the way to the bank.
By the way, what money are you talking about again? I'm just a little bit confused by what you're saying.
How can you not understand what I'm talking about, Alana? Man, you're so dumb sometimes. I'm talking about the money from our father's inheritance. Since he owned a lot of land, our father's inheritance must be huge, right? I should have gotten that money. He should have got rid of such a useless piece of property when he was still alive.
I've got no idea what you're talking about, Lawrence, but there's no inheritance money.
Excuse me? What are you talking about? What do you mean there's no money? Of course there's money. He had so much of it.
Did he really not check his accounts or look into what he actually had, Lawrence? All that was left was the debt he was in. I thought that you were good at reading and comprehending things. What money are you talking about, Lawrence? I guess you never really gave up your inheritance. I think it's safe to say now that you're the stupid one. Didn't your lawyer explain all of this to you? I'm surprised that they didn't. I guess they just didn't want to ruin the mood you were in.
Explain what? What is there to explain? I don't understand what you're saying, Alana. You're not making any sense.
Well, since it's about you, brother, I really don't know if I need to give an explanation since you know yourself so well. You inherited that beach house before even listening to the full story, I guess. That kind of sucks for you since you were always known to be a really good listener, but I guess not so much anymore. You decided to take the property for yourself and just went right ahead with getting it, right? Stuff anyone else who wanted it, yeah? I guess you didn't even know what kind of inheritance you were truly left with, brother. You not looking into it more is on you, Lawrence.
Okay, so what if I didn't listen to what my lawyer was saying? They were being a pain and talking about too much legal stuff. But what do you mean about Dad being in debt? I never heard anything about that. How did you know? Why didn't you say anything to me about it if you knew?
I just didn't want to tell you because I thought it would be too much drama for you to handle. And you were so in your head about getting this inheritance that I didn't want to spoil things for you. You also didn't ask about the situation either, did you? I could have told you. I would have been more than happy to explain everything.
Stop with this nonsense and just explain to me what's going on here. You're really frustrating me right now. Why is the house like it is?
Actually, I was told all about his debt before he passed away. I knew everything. I was the one who had access to the accounts and what all the numbers were saying.
You knew? You knew all along and never told me? How could you do this to your own brother? You've completely screwed me over, don't you get that?
How about you calm down so you can think rationally about this? Even though he owned land, he was bedridden for 10 years and did nothing about it. The real estate came to a standstill. He owned the beach house himself, so it was up to him to manage it. Once he was bedridden, it was no longer possible for him to take care of the place. Of course, it would have been cleaned a few times a year. But then time passed, he got more sick, and he never really rented it to anyone, and he didn't sell it either. That's why it's turned into a ruin.
So I guess that's what happens when you leave a property to rot for 10 years. Why didn't you tell me about the beach house?
Ever since you found out that our father needed full-time care, you've been ignoring us. I also ignored it because I didn't want the place forced upon me, okay? That's why I didn't tell you about it, and also you never came by to visit, so it was never really talked about.
I could have done something about it if you'd at least told me what was going on with the property. I would have handled the renovations and talked to Dad about what steps could have been done to improve it.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I can't believe that my brother would care about some property that much.
But you knew that it was going to be mine someday since Dad was the one who owned the beach house. Of course I'd take that seriously and do something about it. You could have told me. You just don't leave things to rot. I could have put my own money towards the repair.
Well, is there really any more point in talking about this now, Lawrence? Nothing's gonna change. You got what you wanted, so now you've got to deal with it on your own. Besides, it's going to be so difficult trying to maintain it, and the property tax is probably pretty high since the house is located in a really popular location. Everything up until now has turned around and not for the better. He has various services such as accountants. Some properties just fail and then the person ends up in a lot of debt, like our father. And what happened when he died? The debt got passed on, to you, no less. After all, it's just a snowball effect, and the debt kept getting bigger and bigger. Of all people, you should know how it works, since you're so intelligent and all.
Are you kidding me? The debt's just gonna keep on increasing, even though our dad isn't around anymore?
Of course, because no one's trying to pay it off, so interest keeps getting put onto it. It just builds up because that's what interest does. You know that this inheritance was not forced upon you. We tried to call you and talk to you before Dad passed away. I got in contact with you so many times, Lawrence, but you never returned my calls or even tried to visit. That's on you, bro. Try actually some of the blame for once in your life.
What a cruel thing to say! You're just trying to get back at me for what I said about Dad! You're being such a little cow right now, and I don't like it!
And so I should, because you said so many terrible things. You basically estranged yourself from us. Dad didn't want things to be like this. So I started the procedure of abandoning the inheritance so I could avoid it. I called because I wanted to explain all of this to you. Our dad just wanted us to get along and be happy. He didn't want to leave us with the debt, but it was too big to handle. You were never good at listening to other people. I wanted to explain everything properly, but you never made the effort to come over.
Well, it's because I never thought that you wanted to say something so important. I thought you were just making small talk. Why didn't you say something to me? This should be your responsibility now. How dare you do something like this to me?
It's more your own fault, Lawrence. You're being so stupid right now. You got greedy and you just wanted your hands on some money.
How dare you talk to me like that? How is it not your responsibility? You didn't communicate with me properly.
Oh my god, this is getting too much. I can't deal with your crap anymore, Lawrence. Dad also gave a message to his lawyer. You were the one who decided to inherit everything without discussing it with Dad, right? He told the lawyer how disappointed in you he was. I don't even know what else to say to you anymore. This has been your own doing, Lawrence. Live with it.
How could you do this to me? How is this even possible? I never imagined something like this happening when Dad died. I was supposed to inherit everything from our father and be happy and rich. And now this is what happens when I show up to a rundown place with my long-term girlfriend? It's not fair. Do you know how embarrassed I was to see that house standing there in ruins?
I have no idea, Lawrence, but I'm sure it must have been so hard for you to handle. What's happened to you has got nothing to do with me. I don't really give a crap what happens to you anymore, Lawrence. It's only natural for me to feel like this after the way our father and I have been treated, right?
But I'm your brother, Alana. You can't just leave me to deal with this mess on my own. You also need to take responsibility for the debt and this beach house.
Like I said already, I'm cutting ties with you. I don't want a horrible person like you being part of my family anymore. I don't want to be involved with your life. Surely that young girlfriend of yours must have guessed what you're like by now, right? Now you're just a scumbag who's rolling in a lot of debt. You're not a part of this family anymore, Lawrence.
Okay, so you could say whatever you want, but I can't. What the heck, Alana? How can you treat me like this? Stop making fun of me.
You treated me like crap before, so why can't I do it now? Isn't it true, though? You're in so much debt now. Dad and I tried to advise you, but you chose to ignore us. You even ignored your own lawyer. How stupid is that? I wasn't the one who didn't listen and ignore the people around me. As a result of your ignorance, you inherited all of our father's debts. And you even inherited that haunted beach house since you paid so much tax on it. It's so lame that I couldn't tell you anything.
Shut up, Alana. You're just so happy because you didn't open your big fat mouth. You got away with not having to inherit his debts.
You would have just taken it all without our permission before I could tell you the truth anyways, Lawrence.
Then why didn't you just say there was absolutely no money and that Dad was in the red?
Well, it's because I never needed any money in the first place. No matter what, you wouldn't have listened to me.
That can't be true. Everyone wants money since we needed to live a nice life, especially now that you're a middle-aged single woman. There's no way that you don't want money when you're probably so unhappy with your life.
Stop making things up. You know nothing about my life. I'm actually married to Dad's lawyer, so no, I'm not single, Lawrence.
Oh, what, really? Since when have you been married? I had no idea that this happened.
I wanted to get married while Dad was still alive, as it would give him a bit of peace of mind. We've been dating for a while, but then we decided to get married. But at least Dad gave me a property that's worth something.
Happened? What are you talking about? What could he have possibly given you if he was in so much debt?
He gave me an actual property, not a ruin. He renovated it at his own expense and rented it out. I'm now living there comfortable and paying rent.
Debt? Are you kidding me? You've been hiding this the entire time? Are you for real? That property should be mine.
Why don't you renovate that ruin you own yourself? Maybe you could make some money off of it, if it looks good enough. But since you got all that debt to pay off, maybe it might be impossible to do that. Well, I guess I should wish you luck on your ventures.
Fine. Renovate the beach house, but it's completely in ruins. You can't be serious.
I honestly don't care what you do anymore, Lawrence. You're on your own. I wonder which one of us will be living a life in rags from now on. In the end, Alana abandoned her brother Lawrence and cut ties with him. It seems like she's living a peaceful life without him bothering her. Meanwhile, Lawrence has been forced to live in an abandoned beach house. He was deep in debt and his girlfriend dumped him. It seems like the land was taken by a debt collector until Lawrence could somehow get the money to pay off the debt. Unfortunately for him, the debt still remains as he struggles to make repayments. Greedy people like Lawrence will almost always end up in a worse position because they're too blind to see any faults. Let's hope he can learn a little bit from his mistake and be more considerate towards other people. Maybe his personality might improve, but we all know that it's likely impossible. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Hi. Congratulations. I know I shouldn't bother you on your wedding day, but can I please have a minute with you? We need to talk.
Katie, what do you want? You really shouldn't be talking to me. Read the room. We're still busy with the preparations for the wedding.
I know, I figured you were. And I'm so sorry to bother you, but this is urgent. First off, I wanted to let you know that we arrived at the wedding venue. The problem is our seats are nowhere to be found. We've looked everywhere for them. I heard you were in charge of the wedding plan, so I just wanted to ask you where we should sit. Do you know what happened to them?
Oh, really? There's no seats for you two. How unfortunate. We made sure that we invited every family member, though, so that's really strange.
I agree. Everyone here has their own seat but us. I guess we should ask one of the wedding coordinators for help then. Thanks, Martha.
The wedding coordinators won't be able to help you, Katie. Sorry, I just remembered. I didn't invite you guys to the wedding in the first place.
Huh? What do you mean? My mom and I came here thinking we were invited.
As I said to you before, we only invited family members to our wedding. That's why you were never invited.
Yes, I heard you correctly. You only invited family. Could you explain further, please, Martha? This doesn't explain why we weren't invited.
Oh my gosh, you're not getting it. I don't consider you two to be a part of our family, dummy. That's why.
Wait, what? Why? I'm the groom's younger sister, and our mom is here too.
Why? That doesn't matter. You people live off Nathan's money like parasites. Why do you think I would call you family? I'd never.
Huh? What are you saying, Martha? My mom and I don't leech off Nathan's money at all. You must be misunderstanding something.
Never. You really have the nerve to speak back at me? Don't deny what you're doing. It's obvious. Nathan's the CEO of his own company, and he's extremely successful. That's the only reason you guys are able to get by, isn't it? You're living a life full of comfort because he's providing everything for you too. Unlike you parasites, I have to support Nathaniel as much as I can when we get married. I need to fulfill my duty as his wife. That's why my first step in being his wife is to get rid of you completely. I need to eliminate you to have the best marriage I can with him.
This is a huge misunderstanding. You're wrong. My mom and I work diligently. We have our own jobs and a steady income. We're successful enough that Nathan doesn't provide a penny to us. Of course he could, but he doesn't have to. On top of that, my mother has worked so hard to raise my brother and I by herself. She became a single mother after our dad passed away. I couldn't care less what you say about me, but don't you dare talk about my mother like that. You better stop slandering her.
Thanks for reminding me. Her being a single mother is another reason to not invite you to the wedding.
What do you mean by that? What's wrong with being a single mother? She worked so hard for her children.
A bottom feeder like you wouldn't realize it, but take a look at the countless renowned business executives attending our wedding today. To have a single mother and her child who look like two needy beggars at a wedding like this? It's an absolute disgrace to the other guest. As soon as you two are here, the dignity of this ceremony is gone. You're single-handedly turning it into a low-level wedding.
If you're calling my mom and I needy beggars, then by your standards, Nathan should be one too. So why are you marrying him and berating us? We were born and raised in the same environment, by the same single mother. What's the difference between him and us? You're not making any sense.
I make perfect sense, Katie. Don't disregard my logic. He was raised in the same environment as you are, and that just shows how successful he is. It means he escaped from his disadvantaged family and environment to build his own company and become CEO. He's much more civilized than you two are.
Martha, the things you just said are awful. Don't you know, both my brother and I are proud to be raised by the hand of our mother. We love her and look up to her the most. Don't make illogical assumptions according to your measure, because you don't know anything about our family.
Uh-oh. Do you really think you can speak to me like that? Have you forgotten how much of a low level you are? You know, I was about to get your seats for the wedding prepared in an instant. I guess I won't be doing that anymore now that you're acting out of line.
Stop with the lies already. Your behavior is so much worse. It's beyond impolite of you to not have our seats prepared in the first place. We're Nathan's family.
Fine. Okay. Could you quit yapping already and just leave our wedding venue immediately? That's in order. You're such a nuisance. You two don't belong at a high-level wedding ceremony like ours. Pick up your feet and get on out of here.
No way you're doing this. My mom has been so excited for her son's wedding. Do you know how long she's waited for this? She can't wait for it to begin, and yet you have the nerve to kick us out?
It doesn't matter. I couldn't care less about your mother's feelings. You don't belong here. You never have. A single mother and her child are nothing but poor beggars. You leeches. Get out of my wedding.
I can't believe this is actually happening. I didn't know you were like this at all, Martha.
Katie, are you at the wedding venue yet? Just wanted to check in on you. I peeked around the venue from backstage, and I don't think I saw you guys yet.
Oh, Nathan, hi. Don't worry. We're at the venue already. It's just that...
You're here? Great! Were you able to find your seats yet? They're supposed to have your name on it. Just sit and wait until the ceremony begins, okay? Martha's in the back acting all hectic. I guess she's still preparing things for the wedding. Wow, it's been so long since we planned this wedding. Can't believe it's going to start soon. Things are so chaotic over here, though. I hope things start on schedule.
I see. Take it easy, okay, Nathan? I also understand that you're in a rush, but...
We are. I'm exhausted. But you know, I'm so glad that we were able to make this day happen. I didn't expect this wedding to be so extravagant. That must be what's causing all this fuss. I don't think we need it to be this big of an event, though. As long as you and Mom are watching me, I don't care how luxurious the wedding is. What matters to me the most is you two, okay?
Do you really mean that, Nathan?
Of course I do. I mean, I was such a burden to you two in the past, but you've continued to support me.
Why are you saying you burdened me? I get it if you're saying you were a burden to Mom, but why the both of us?
Well, you know, I was originally supposed to help Mom with her work. But instead, I was too stubborn and decided to try establishing my own business. I think that decision was pretty selfish. In the end, you had no choice but to help Mom with her work. And that's why I was a burden to you too, Katie.
You don't have to worry about that at all, Nathan. I was always saying that I wanted to help Mom with her job, even before you decided to try establishing your own company.
Well, yeah, I guess you were. I remember that. But as the older brother, I was supposed to step up and help you guys out. Instead, I was the one always causing you trouble. I know I'm repeating myself, but it was selfish of me to choose my company over helping Mom out.
I don't think it's selfish at all, Nathan. Your business turned out fine and Mom got help from me. We both were able to accomplish our goals.
Katie, that means a lot to me. Thanks for always being there for me. Now that I'm already married, I promise to keep my family at the top of my priorities. I'll talk about my commitment to you guys during the wedding speech, so I want you two to listen to it.
Thank you, Nathan. I can't wait to hear it, but we might not be able to listen to your speech entirely.
Huh? Are you guys in trouble? Didn't you say you were at the venue?
Really? Yeah, we're at the wedding venue, but there aren't any seats for us here.
What? Why not?
Did Martha not tell you?
No, she didn't. Martha's in charge of all the wedding preparation, and she's been busy ever since. So I haven't spoken to her in a while. I'm going to talk to wedding coordinators as soon as possible. Wait until I get your seats, okay?
No, there's no need to do that. The coordinators can't change anything.
Huh? Why not?
This isn't their fault. This was no mistake in the first place. It's all something that Martha orchestrated. She never invited us to the wedding. Plus, she wants us out of here.
What? Why would she do something like that?
I know, it's confusing for you right now, so I'll explain it to you in detail, okay? Martha, are you really sure that we can't attend the wedding? I mean, can't you change your mind about this? My mom is asking you to think it over.
You parasites really don't know when to stop. You're so annoying. Tell your mom that uninvited guests aren't allowed to stay any longer. I'm not changing my mind about this. When I said you can't attend, you can't attend. How can I make my message more clear for you? Hurry up and get out of our wedding venue. Do what I say, you filthy peasants. Make sure to hide your faces when you walk out. If the business elites even get one glance of you guys, Nathan's reputation will be ruined. You're putting his image in danger.
I really don't think that would happen. Aren't you exaggerating a little?
Sure. I'm not. I have every reason to be worried about this. I don't think you would know, but for the super wealthy, their public image is very important.
I won't deny that's true, but that's an overstatement. I think you're overreacting a little. Why are you going out of your way to kick us out? Wouldn't things go more smoothly if you just handed us some seats? Now that I think about it, if you don't like single parents that much, why would you marry Nathan in the first place? It doesn't add up.
Isn't it obvious? It does add up. It's because he's a CEO. He's filthy rich. I can't wait to be the wife of a business elite.
That's all? You didn't marry him for any other qualities that he has?
Of course I didn't. There isn't anything else about him that I like or care about. What did you want me to fall in love with his personality? Don't make me laugh. The only strong point that Nathan has is his wealth. He doesn't have much else, does he? I mean, I wouldn't even glance at him if it weren't for his status. That's why I was kind enough to marry him, even though he's the child of a single mother. I'm doing charity work here. That's why, to repay me for my kindness, Nathan has to make better money and be more successful. It's only fair.
You're saying that you only married Nathan for his money? You manipulated him. Nathan genuinely loves you, and he doesn't deserve to be treated like this.
Fair. Of course. And to keep all his money to myself, I need to get rid of you two first. You're a burden to me. You and your peasant mother. Hands off his money.
I'll say this as many times as I need to, until you understand what I've been repeating to you all this time. My mom and I don't care how much Nathan makes or what his status is, as long as he's making a living. We love him for who he is, and we don't hog his money.
Me? How could I ever believe the words that just came out of your mouth? Let me guess. You two are probably working part-time jobs. I bet you're living from paycheck to paycheck and barely getting on with what you have. Am I wrong? Poor, lazy people like you are eventually going to need to cozy up with someone to leech off their cash. In your case, it's going to be Nathan. Before the inevitable happens, I'm going to exterminate both of you. And this wedding is already off to a great start.
I thought you really loved my brother, Martha. I believed you. But it turns out you were tricking us all along. You better apologize to Nathan, you manipulator.
Oh, shut up. Your standards are too high. Do you really think it's possible to love someone for something other than their money and status?
Every person doesn't think like you, Martha. I'm starting to see your true colors, and they're looking pretty ugly. You're an awful person.
Oh, cut it out already. You're wasting my precious time. Quit stalling around and get out.
Fine, my mom and I are going home now. If something bad happens to you, just know it's all your fault. I know karma's going to hit you soon. When it does, don't come running for help.
Katie, are you heading home now like I told you?
Yes, we are. Don't mind us. We're already far from the wedding venue.
You are? Well done. I need to talk to you about something.
That's fine. We were just walking, but we're in the taxi right now. Didn't you say you were busy, though? I thought you were angry that I was wasting your time.
Yes, I'm pretty busy, but this is more important, okay? I've been wanting to talk to you about it ever since Nathan and I got engaged. It's really important for you to understand. Your mom is also involved in this, so make sure to tell her about it when we're finished.
What is it, Martha? What's so important?
Now that Nathan and I are married, you have to promise me that your mom will never come near us. Forever. Don't even think about getting involved.
Do you think Nathan's going to be okay with that? You're telling him to never interact with his mom and sister again. It sounds like a huge ask.
I know he'll be fine with it. I haven't mentioned it to him yet, but I'm very confident. I wanted to tell you this now because I didn't want to argue about our deal later on. Once Nathan agrees with this, you have to stay away from us and our money, okay? I know you and your greedy mother are going to try and take it.
If Nathan really wants this and agrees with the deal, then I'll do what you say. But if Nathan doesn't want this, I'm going to ignore it, because then I'll know that it's just another one of your unsolicited and selfish opinions. I don't need a stranger to interfere with our family matters. We've got it handled by ourselves.
I see. It's all right if you ignore it for now, but Nathan will obey me. My opinion becomes his opinion. He always does what I say.
That's not true at all. Don't talk about my brother like he's some kind of puppet to you.
That's because he is. Oh, speaking of which, we're also going to cut ties with you. I'll say this again. Make sure to not reach out to us and get involved, ever, in your lifetime. Katie, what the hell did you do to our wedding? What happened?
Hi, Martha. What's up? Did the wedding ceremony not start yet?
It's scheduled to start now, but there's no way it can begin if it stays like this.
That's a shame, Martha. You were working so hard on the preparations. Did something happen?
Yes, something happened. Don't act stupid. All of the important guests are gone. The venue used to be full of elite business executives, but now there's zero. There's only a handful of guests here. I know you were behind this, Katie. I asked around and heard that they left after you said something to them.
Oh, right. I talked to everyone before we left. If we're not attending the wedding, we figured the rest of the groom's family would be quite confused. It's my brother's wedding, after all. So I politely explained to them that the reason we couldn't attend anymore. I told them everything, Martha.
That doesn't explain why all the elites left. How do you know all those successful business executives? How were you related to them?
Those business executives were attending the wedding because they knew my mom was going to be there. They came for her.
Huh? Why would she be so important to them? How are two bottom feeders like you in touch with executives like them?
Well, that's where you got it all wrong, Martha. My mom is the owner of her company. She's in charge of the entire business.
What? She can't be. You're lying, right?
It's all true. I'm not lying at all here. I'll explain everything for you to understand. After my dad died, my mom took over his company. On top of that, she managed to improve the business performance by a significant amount. She was a change for the better. While she ran a successful business, she also made sure to take care of us and love us. It's why we respect her so much.
I've never heard of that story. Nathan's never told me. You're not fooling me with your fairy tales.
Are you calling me a liar?
Of course I am. There's no way I can believe such a frivolous story.
If that's the case, then why are all the guests gone? You saw it for yourself, right? It just proves how much of an important figure she is. She's the most respected person in her company.
Okay, I believe you, but do you really think doing something like this is morally justifiable? It's not okay.
What do you mean? What do you think I did wrong here?
Because of you guys, the wedding that we've been planning for over a year is done for. The guests have disappeared. What's a wedding without them?
That's not our fault. It's yours, Martha. It's crazy how you can't see that you're the one who destroyed this wedding ceremony.
No, quit blaming me. It's not my fault. I didn't do anything.
Aren't you the one who kicked us out of the wedding for things so unjustifiable? You berated and assumed we were poor, greedy beggars. We told the guests about what you said to us. All your illogical reasons to kick my mom and I out of this wedding. Can't you realize that you're the real reason this wedding is over? All because you think you have the right to rule over us and be a control freak.
No, that's not true at all. You and your mom provoked me to do this. Plus, I have the right to kick you out because I'm the bride today.
We didn't provoke you. You're scared we'll lay hands on Nathan's money, but we aren't. So you're in the wrong to blame for us for what happened today. If you have the time to be irresponsible and berate us again, then why don't you continue on with the wedding? It took a while to plan after all, didn't it?
You can't be serious. If you want the wedding to start, then call back those guests and have them attend the ceremony again. That's the only way this will go on.
I'm not doing that. The wedding is irrelevant to us now. You kicked us out, remember? We're not a part of it anymore. Besides, the guests left at their own will. We didn't force them to leave, and we're obviously not going to force them to come back. You should be thankful they showed up in the first place. Now, why don't you continue your wedding with the few guests you have left?
Quit joking around with me, Katie. I can't believe what you've done. It's awful. Don't you think Nathan's going to be shocked at this? He's going to be heartbroken. Nathan was just as excited as me for this wedding to happen.
I already told you. The guests chose to leave the wedding at their own will.
I'll find him and tell him all the wretched things you've done.
What are you going to tell them?
The truth! I'll tell him that you ruined the wedding with your stupid antics.
That's not the truth. I know without a doubt that Nathan wouldn't believe that.
Oh, just wait until you see what happens. That man believes every word that comes out of my mouth. He completely trusts me and never questions what I say. When he hears about this, he'll be determined to cut ties with you and your mom. Prepare to part your ways with him.
I don't think that would happen either. He values us much more than you think. In the end, what you do is up to you. So, do whatever you want.
Oh, Katie, you're going to regret this. I'm going to tell him right now. Nathan, oh my gosh, you've got to help me. There's been a problem. All the guests have left the venue and gone home. Our wedding ceremony barely has any guests anymore. I don't think we can go on with the wedding like this.
What? Martha, are you okay? Why would that happen?
That's exactly what I was wondering. So I asked around, and it turns out that your mom and Katie have been slandering me. They spread malicious lies about me. So many that the guests on your side of the family became disappointed with me and left. They thought I was a good person before, but now they think I'm evil. For no reason. Just all lies.
Oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Do you know why Mom and Katie would say that to the guests?
Well, yeah. You see, I never told you this before, but your mom and Katie have always been mistreating me. They're my bullies.
Oh my gosh. Were they really doing that to you?
They really were. It's the truth. They've both always put me down and insulted me when you weren't around. I'm glad I finally have the courage to tell you.
Thanks for telling me, but why would they do that? Mom was a lady that you and I were getting married.
Yeah, it only seems like she is. She only acts like that to your face, Nathan. She wants you on her side, but not me. She's lying to you. Behind your back, she's always trying to prevent us from getting married. I mean, she's abusive to me, so I get discouraged to marry into your family.
I'm sorry. This is all so hard to believe my mom could ever do something like that. I need you to elaborate. Can you think of any reason why this could happen?
Nathan, I know you don't want to believe it, but this is the truth. I'll explain why it's all happening, okay? This is difficult to say to you, but your mom's company is in debt right now. It's at risk of going bankrupt at any time. The debt is really heavy. The only option she has right now is to try to ask for your company's money. You have to be cautious with her, Nathan. When I discovered what she was trying to do, I tried to stop her. I didn't want her to hurt you. But now that's backfired. She wants to get me out of her way.
Martha, be honest with me. Are you sure this is really going on?
Hey. Of course it is. I'm your wife, Nathan. You have to believe me.
Sorry, but it's impossible to believe you.
What? Why? Why can't you believe me just this once?
I never told you, but my company is a subsidiary of my mom's company. At first, I was the CEO.
What? A subsidiary company? You're kidding, right?
CEO of my startup company, but I didn't have what it takes to continue running it. My liabilities just kept growing to the point where things were looking pretty grim. My mom realized what was going on and acted quickly. She turned my company into her subsidiary. By doing that, she took responsibility for all my company's liabilities. For that reason, I know my mom wouldn't want my company's money. She already sacrificed so much for me, so it wouldn't make any sense at all.
I can't believe this.
Besides, I already know that you were the one who kicked my mom and Katie out of the wedding. My sister told me everything you've done to them.
You've already spoken to her? So you were pretending like you didn't know all along?
I wanted to know if you would actually lie to me. And you did. Wow. I can't imagine the other lies you've told me in the past. I can't trust you anymore. Listen, Martha. Katie and my mom are my precious family. They've been my favorite people for decades. I love them, and I'll never forgive you for disrespecting them.
Oh, Nathan, just wait a second. Please don't get so mad at me. I'm your wife. Right now we have to think about how to go on with our wedding. There's only a few guests out there, but we can still make it happen.
Shut up, Martha. I can't believe you would still want to continue with our wedding. I just never want to hear you speak again. You've betrayed me and hurt my family. Don't you ever contact me again.
Oh no, what do I do now? I can't contact Nathan anymore. Did he block me? My text messages aren't going through.
I'm not surprised he'd do that to you, Martha. Look at what you've done. I told you, there's no way Nathan would have believed your lies or forgiven you for them. You're looking down on Nathan. You're underestimating him and who he really is. He's not nearly as naive as you think he is.
It's okay, he'll come around eventually. He'll never want to let me go, so I guess we can cancel the wedding for now. It's getting late anyway. I'll tell the remaining guests that too. My side of the family is still sitting and waiting for the wedding to begin.
I agree. I think that's the right thing to do. I know you must have put so much into your wedding, but we can't turn back time.
You don't have to comfort me, Katie. I'm starting to not care about the wedding anymore. I started thinking about what's most important to me, and even without a wedding, the fact that I'm the wife of a CEO doesn't change. Why should I even complain about anything? I'm every bride's dream right now. I've already won in life.
Oh, thanks for reminding me. I almost forgot to tell you about that little dream of yours, too.
You still have more to say to me? Great. What is it? Hurry up and tell me. I have some guests to tend to. I'm busy.
All right, I'll tell you briefly then. My brother's company is going bankrupt. It's on the brink of collapsing.
What? Bankrupt? What are you talking about?
Ever since he was young, Nathan tried to establish his own company and grow it. He put all his effort into it. However, it didn't go very well, so it became a subsidiary of our mom's company. Even though it helped a little, it was barely surviving. His financial position still didn't improve, so his company is going to be insolvent soon.
Wait, so his company isn't collapsed yet? That's good. It can be revived again, right? I doubt Nathan would just accept that his company is going to end.
No, you're wrong. Nathan chose to end the company. He's not trying to save it anymore.
What's wrong with him? I thought he would be ambitious to turn it back around. Then what happens to him? Is he just going to be unemployed from now on?
Nope, we actually decided to hire him into our company. He'll be employed with a stable income. Unfortunately for you, though, he's not a CEO anymore.
Ugh, why wouldn't he ever tell me anything about this? I would have thought our marriage through if he had just told me first.
He didn't tell you because he's an honest man. He thinks you love him for who he is and not for his status as CEO. He doesn't know that you married him for his money. I don't blame him. I didn't think you were a selfish gold digger at first. You seemed so polite. Just to let you know, there's still unfinished paperwork to settle the insolvency of the company. So he's not going to be hired yet, but rather a bit more into the future. He's going to be unemployed for the time being.
Okay, but your company is a major corporation, right? That means he'll still have a good enough income once he begins to work there, right?
Well, yes, that's how it would go. His salary would obviously be lower than when he was a CEO, but I'm guessing it'll be way above the annual average.
Good to hear. If that's true, then I'm fine with it. I'm glad he's still a rich man. Besides, he's working for his family company. That means he'll eventually become CEO, even if it's years from now, right? I'm very pleased with this. Well, of course, I don't know how long it'll take until he's CEO again, but I don't mind waiting. I don't mind at all. This is all working for me. I'm blessed. Let your mother know that I look forward to continuing our relationship.
What happened to cutting ties with us? I remember you were so determined to do that, and to make me promise we wouldn't go near you.
Oh, did I say that? I mean, it doesn't count because it happened so long ago. Just forget about that, okay? I don't mean it anymore.
Is that so? Well, I should tell you to forget about that dream of you having to marry a CEO. You see, my brother becoming a CEO in the future are slim to none.
Huh? Why? This isn't making sense.
After Nathan failed to run his business a couple of times, he came to the conclusion that he doesn't have what it takes to manage a company. He's already told our mom that he wouldn't be the CEO of her company in the future. You know, just to clear things up for her. She didn't mind at all.
Nathan? I can't believe him. I thought he was more ambitious than that.
Well, everyone has their weaknesses. Nathan wasn't fit to be a CEO. I'm more suited for it. Speaking of which, the next CEO is going to be me.
You? Katie? You're the CEO in line?
Yes, I am. After I graduated from university, I wanted to do more to help my mom with her business. So I moved to New York City to study business. I started entrepreneurial ventures and worked on consulting projects for other businesses. It was nice to have some real work experience. At my current position, I've already utilized my skills in our company and made significant progress. Without a doubt, I'm 100% ready to be the next CEO of our company. I have what it takes.
Oh, I see how things are going to be. Then let's make sure to stay close, okay? We should continue supporting each other, as sister-in-laws.
No, we won't. I can see right through your tactics, Martha. Don't think you'll get a penny out of me. I'm not as gullible as you think. Besides, I won't be seeing you anymore.
Why not, Katie? I might have been a bit insensitive to you, but I promise I didn't mean it. I'm sorry, okay? You don't have to hate me so much for it. We're going to be sister-in-laws for a significant amount of time, aren't we? There's no harm in being friendly with each other.
Our relationship ends here, Martha. This is the last day of us being in contact.
No, you're misunderstanding. What I said about cutting ties with you and your mom was a joke, okay? Why are you so easily offended?
It's not just that. I just got a message from Nathan a bit ago. We won't be meeting anymore for sure. Martha, he's told me he's divorcing you.
What? This is a joke, right? This can't be happening.
Didn't you notice? He's furious about what happened today. He doesn't trust you anymore either. He's already left the wedding venue and gone to the county clerk's office to fetch his divorce papers.
No, you better stop him right now. Convince him to come back to the wedding venue and talk to me.
Why would I? My mom and I wholeheartedly agree with his decision to divorce you. It's what's best for him.
Wait a second. What am I going to do with... Oh, I haven't told anyone this, but last week I went to the shopping mall and I went on a huge shopping spree. I bought a mountain of luxury brand clothes and bags. I figured it would be okay because I'd be married to a CEO really soon and we would share a bank account as a couple. But now my husband is gone, his money is gone, and I need to pay them off by next month. Oh my gosh, I'm in deep trouble. Please, could you postpone the divorce? Just by a little bit.
I'm so glad that you told me that. Now we can make sure that Nathan will divorce you even quicker. He shouldn't have to pay all of that off for you.
Wait, please, just wait. Don't abandon me, Katie, please, I'm begging you.
I see that you've dug a hole for yourself. That's a bummer. Well, sorry to burn you out even more, but Nathan is charging you with the wedding fees today, including the cancellation fees. So don't forget to prepare a paycheck for that too.
No way. This is a joke, right? You're just saying this to scare me.
No, I'm not. He's serious about it. You should be getting an invoice soon.
Please, Katie, could you tell him that I need to talk to him right now? I just need a word with him. Please, just ask him.
That's not happening. I'm saying this to you one last time. Don't ever get involved with our family again. You tried to live off Nathan's money like a parasite. How do you expect us to call you family?
Katie? Katie, please don't shut me out. What am I supposed to do
now? Hi, Katie. I sent the divorce papers to Martha's house.
Wow, that's pretty quick.
Yeah, I didn't think it'd be good to drag it out.
Good on you. Do you think she'll accept the divorce?
I don't know, but if she doesn't, I'll do whatever it takes to make her sign them. I'm so sorry, Katie. I'm sorry for letting Martha hurt you and Mom. I didn't realize the person she truly was.
No, don't worry about this, Nathan. Because of this, you were able to see her true colors and break up with her. It was all worth it. I'm glad it turned out this way.
I always end up troubling you and Mom, don't I? From here on out, I'm going to work the hardest I can in order to make it up to you two. You've always helped me, especially with the wedding and the bankruptcy.
I think you can do whatever you put your mind to, Nathan. But you need to be better at discerning the good people from the bad. If not, you'll get into some big trouble again. Be more careful, okay?
Okay, Katie, I will. I really need that advice.
What was waiting for Martha was an unbearable tsunami of debt. She still had her credit card loans and the fees for the wedding left unpaid. It was all too much for her to pay off. As a result, Martha went crying to her parents to beg them for money. However, as they already heard of the events that led up to her divorce, they refused to help her. So, Martha was forced to handle her immense debt on her own. As someone who's never worked a day in her life, she was unqualified to work almost everywhere. She had a difficult time looking for a job, and it took her weeks to do so. Even after being hired, her wage was too low. She realized she needed more income to cover her living expenses and pay off her debt simultaneously. So, she decided to become an escort. She worked night and day to please her customers. As of now, she lives in her tiny apartment complex and is still struggling to make ends meet. On the other hand, ever since Nathan began working for our company, we've collected the highest income ever. Nathan wasn't fit for managing a business. He's gone through many hardships in the past. However, the way he works so diligently at his new job has set a great example for his coworkers. He's really changed the atmosphere here. Nathan and I work every day to grow our mom's company. Our dream is to expand it and watch it reach new heights. Now's our time to repay her for all she's sacrificed for us.
Oh man, I really dodged a bullet by not marrying you. I mean, I can't believe that we actually got so close to really doing that. Wouldn't that just be the worst thing in the world? I really just can't wrap my head around how close I got to doing that. After all, you only graduated high school, isn't that right? How could you not have told me that before you and I got engaged? What in the world were you thinking?
I'm sorry, Jack, but I really just can't understand what my educational background has to do with any of this at all. But what's more than that, I just really can't believe that you would invite me over to meet your family and then that you would just make fun of me like that.
Oh, come on, are you serious? Did you really not think that that was gonna happen to you once I figured out the truth of who you really are? I mean, really, what else did you expect when you were trying to worm your way into my elite family? Don't you know that everyone in my family works at one of the largest banks in the country? A lowly little nobody like you would never in 1,000 years be able to become a member of my family. If you really ever thought that you even had a chance to begin with, that just shows how stupid you really are.
Well, fine then, but since we're not getting married anymore, I just really don't understand why you need to keep being so mean to me like this.
Oh, come on, just what in the world makes you think that you're deserving of having someone be nice to you at all? I still just can't believe that you came over to my house to meet my family because you thought that we were still getting married. But at least I seem to have set you straight now that you realize I only invited you over to cancel our engagement. And I just hope that serves to teach you a lesson about trying to worm your way into families that are so much higher than you. You don't belong here, don't you get it?
Do you really think that you're all so great just because your family all went to college? Is that really where all of this is coming from?
We didn't just go to any college. We all went to some of the top schools in our field, and that's why we also have amazing jobs in the finance world now. You know that not just anyone can achieve what my family has been able to achieve, don't you? Then again, I guess that you really wouldn't understand since you barely even graduated high school.
I really just can't believe that you're acting this way, Jack. I mean, don't you have any shame about what you're saying at all?
And just what would I even have to be ashamed of when it comes to you, huh? You're nothing compared to me, and I have every right to talk to you however I want. After all, I was the one who went to college. I was the one who worked hard to get a great job at a bank. I was the one who did all of it, so I have a right to be proud of myself.
You keep talking about how you've done all this to yourself, but I really think that you're only riding the coattails of your family.
You don't know what you're talking about at all. I worked hard and got to where I am because of it. I can't believe that I almost let a girl like you trick me. But I guess I understand why you're being so bitter right now. You were so close to getting in with my family, and now you're just back to where you started.
And I just can't believe that I could have ever trusted that you were a nice guy. Instead, you just tricked me to come over and fall right into your cruel trap. But you know what? I'm glad that you did that too, because at least now I know the truth, and I can just give up on you entirely.
Well, the choice was actually never yours to begin with, if you must know, but you really did have me going for a while. I remember when you took me to where you worked once just so you could try and improve yourself in my eyes. But the thing is, I actually thought the spot didn't even look all that bad. But it was only after that when I learned just how low of a person you really are. And that's when I realized that everything you had been selling to me was nothing but a lie.
You know what, Jack? You can just go on and say whatever you like about me. And I'm sure that you've already made me the butt of so many jokes around the office water cooler. You must be laughing your butt off with all your little banker friends.
Well, I mean, it is a pretty funny story when you think about it, right? I mean, I ended up engaged to a little loser like you. We almost got married. But then at the last second, I figure out the truth and convince you to come to my parents' house, only to find us all there ready to tear you down and cancel the engagement.
That's right, you sure showed me. Well, you know what? I don't even care if you do go around telling all your friends about all the horrible things that you did to me. After all, who would care about what happened to a little loser like me, right? I bet you all have such a sick sense of humor. And you know what? The truth is that I am really, really sad that you treated me this way. But now all I can really do is laugh about it myself.
Well, I don't really care at all about how you react to this kind of thing. After all, you're just a little loser who was never, ever going to truly marry into my family. I really don't think that you even understand just what's so funny about all of this to begin with. You and I live in completely different worlds. What do you know about anything?
Well, I suppose you're right about that. We do live in different worlds, don't we? Maybe you're right. Maybe I just don't understand.
But don't you worry, since you said it was okay, I'll be sure to talk to everyone at my work about what a loser you are and how I totally embarrassed you in front of my family. So I guess thanks for giving permission to keep reliving that hilarious memory of mine over and over and over again. I'm sure that all the guys in the office will think that it's just hilarious.
You're right. I mean, what was I even thinking? A little loser like me could never even come close to being part of such an elite family of bankers like yourself. In fact, I really should be thankful that you ever even gave me a chance, even if you don't know the full story. I think I might actually cry from how grateful I am.
Well, if you're trying to convince me to take you back, it's far too late for that now. I don't know why I'd ever want anything to do with someone like you ever again. But I do have to say that at least I'm glad to see this turn in attitude from you. I thought that you were going to be so much more bitter about this, but I guess that you just have finally accepted what a loser you really are.
You are exactly right about that. That is exactly what is happening and nothing else. I am just a loser, and that's all there really is to it.
Well, anyways, I don't really see much reason for us to be carrying on this conversation now that we've established just how much better me and my family are compared to you. So have a nice rest of your life, you failure.
Although, I think that I should just correct one little thing that I don't think you've quite realized that yet. The truth of the matter is that I actually graduated valedictorian from Oxford.
Okay, come on now. What is this? I thought that we were through with all the lies. I'm sorry, but it's far too late for you to try and convince me of anything but the real truth from here on out.
So you mean to tell me that that guy really was the one that you were telling me about? I really just had no idea about that at all. Had I known, then I never would have done anything in the first place. Julia, you really don't have to apologize for it at all, Well, I mean, you say that, but I was the one who introduced the two of you to begin with. I am so sorry that I did that. I really just had no idea that Jack would end up being that kind of a guy in the end. He always seemed so nice to me, and I thought that he was always so close with his coworkers because he was just a friendly guy. Well, I really just don't want you blaming yourself at all. I mean, the fact of the matter is that you just didn't know the kind of guy that he was, and that's okay. But anyways, I also should have been more careful about trusting him and looking out for red flags. After all, the two of us ended up engaged. Oh, well, that is just so nice of you to say to me, but I still just can't help but feel so guilty over all of this. I mean, maybe I should have just kept my big mouth shut to begin with. I really don't think that you have anything to blame yourself for at all. If anything, I think that the two of us were just tricked by him. I think that Jack is one of those guys that is really good at getting people to think that he's good, but that really he's just a big, huge jerk underneath it all. But I think that if we can, I'd really like to try exposing just who he really is for the whole world to see. I mean, sure, that all sounds good on paper, but how could you even begin to do something like that and get away with it? Do you have any idea on how to make that happen? I don't know. I just know that Jack thinks that he's on top of the world and that nothing could ever take him down from the status that he has. But I think that we could use his overconfidence and take him down hard. I just know that one day he'll take a step too far and that'll do it. Well, as great as I think it would be for that to happen, I really am just not sure about that. I mean, I'm still just a little confused about all this anyways. Why would Jack put you down after learning about where you went to school? Well, the thing is that I just don't think that he ever believed me when I told him where I actually went. All he does is think that I graduated high school here and then just never went to college afterwards. I mean, I guess I understood why he might be suspicious of where I went to school, but I don't think that it's all that rare for people to study abroad anymore anyways. Although I don't really care one way or the other if he believes me or not, it just really isn't any of my business. Man, I mean, that would really frustrate me, to be perfectly honest with you. After all, I think you probably have a much better school record than him. It's ridiculous that he doesn't believe you. Well, I think that maybe some part of him is just too scared to believe that anyone else could achieve more than he could. And I think that really it all goes back to his parents, if you really want to ask me. I think that they're just all rotten, cruel people who look down on others. Well, I suppose I can't really say much about any of this at all, considering the fact that I really haven't done all that much with my life or gone to any fancy schools or anything like that. Oh, come on, Julia. You really have to stop putting yourself down like that. You don't have to be ashamed of that at all. You don't have to go to a fancy school or anything like that to be a good person, you know? And you work so hard at your job, and you're really, really good at it. So I don't think that you have anything to be ashamed of whatsoever. Well, I really am glad you feel that way, because sometimes it can get kind of easy to feel down on myself, you know? But you're also really good about never being mean to me. Of course. You're one of my closest friends, and I would hate to make you feel bad for anything like Jack did to me. But actually, since we're on the subject of all of this, I was wondering if I couldn't ask you for a little favor.
Hey, are you there? Is this supposed to be some kind of joke or something? I mean, really, what the heck's going on here? Why in the world are you showing up on TV all of a sudden?
Oh, I guess you must have seen the interview I gave for my company the other day, is that right? But thanks for checking that out, I guess. I hope that you like what you saw at least. Anyways, is that all you wanted to say?
But, I mean, they showed a picture of you on the TV and you were in a graduation gown and the people on TV said that you actually did graduate top of your class from Oxford.
Well, that's what I told you, isn't it? I really don't get why that should be so surprising to you at all. But yeah, I was talking to the reporters who were doing a profile on me, and they said that they really wanted to show that photo and talk about my past.
But I don't understand. You never told me about any of this at all. How in the world did you manage that, and why did you keep it a secret from me all this time?
I really didn't keep anything a secret from you at all, Jack. In fact, I even told you the last time that we talked that I went to Oxford, remember?
But well, okay, sure, you told me all of that, but how was I supposed to know you were actually telling the truth? Did you really think I was just gonna believe what you'd said to me? Why didn't you show me that graduation photo of yours or something? At least if you had shown me that, it would have acted as a kind of proof, you know?
Well, I understand what you're saying, but I just don't really think that I owe you any kind of explanation for anything at all at this point.
I'm still just so confused. You told me that you graduated high school here, but that you never ever went to college. Is that not just lying to my face?
No, I said exactly what I meant to say, and you read into it as much as you wanted to. I told you that I graduated high school here, but that I didn't go to college here. Here being the US, of course. And the truth is that I actually didn't go to college right away. After I graduated, I had to work to help support my family.
So, then you just finished high school, helped out your parents for a while, and then you just went to Oxford? How does someone even do something like that?
Well, what can I say? I guess that I'm just a really studious person, and they really like that about me.
Oh, come on, you can't just brush that off as if it's nothing. You were literally in the top of your class at one of the top universities in the world. That's not nothing.
Well, yes, I know that a lot of people like to make a big deal about me graduating at the top of my class, but I even told you about that as well, remember? Although, unsurprisingly, you thought that was a lie too and just laughed it off.
But that's because I really did think that you were lying to me that whole time. I mean, how in the world was I ever supposed to think that someone like you who graduated high school and then did nothing else was actually an Oxford grad? I think that anyone in their right mind would assume that you were either joking or lying or something. Certainly not that you were telling the truth about any of that.
Well, I don't really know what to tell you. I mean, I told you the truth and you didn't believe me. So I don't really understand how you're trying to spin this back on me.
But Okay, all right, you got me there. You were honest with me and I wasn't listening when I should have. That much I admit. But now that I finally know the truth about who you really are, how about you and I get back together? I think that you and I would make the perfect couple, now that I know everything.
You really think that I want to get married to you after all that you put me through? And is that all you...
Oh, come on, what are you talking about? Just up until the other day we were engaged to each other and you couldn't be more happy to marry me, right? I just don't understand how your feelings could change for me that strongly in such a short amount of time, you know? And now that I know you went to a good school, I know that my parents would love to have you around.
All you really think there is to say on the matter? You think now that you and your family will approve of me that I'll just come back without any issues at all? You might think that we don't have any problems between us now, but I have a huge problem with you, if you must know. Just why in the world do you think that I would ever want to get with such a cruel and discriminatory man like yourself?
Look, Ashley, I already said that I was sorry about all of that, okay? But I really don't understand where all of this hostility is coming from. I acknowledged that what I did was wrong. What more to it is there?
Do you really just have no shame at all? Do you actually think that you can treat people the way that you treated me all because of where they went to school?
Oh, come on, what are you even talking about? You never ever told me that you went to Oxford. You should have told me from the very start. Obviously, knowing that would have changed the way that I see you.
And that is exactly the problem I have with you. All you care about is people's backgrounds, but you don't actually care about the people themselves.
I really think that you're blowing this all out of proportion. I mean, really. Don't you get that I thought you hadn't even gone to college at all? In fact, you should know that my parents actually did see your little interview on TV as well, and they were absolutely shocked to find out the truth. So please, can't we just go back to the way things were? I think that you and I would make the perfect couple if you just gave me a chance again. Don't I at least deserve that?
What are you talking about? In what world would you ever deserve a second chance after the way that you treated me? Besides, if anyone is going to be deciding if you get a second chance, it is going to be me and not you. Anyways, I have better things to be doing right now, so if you'll excuse me, I think I'll be getting back to my life now.
Wait, no, please, don't go yet. I'm not done saying all that I wanted to say to you, Ashley.
Well, I really don't have anything more than I need to say to you. After all, you were the one saying you were going to make fun of me to all your coworkers, remember? You thought that you were better than me, and your first instinct was to brag about it to others. That's really low, don't you think?
But Okay, you're right, I shouldn't have done that either. But look, I can go back to all the guys at the bank and explain to them that it was actually just one huge mistake, okay? Is that gonna make you happy?
You really just don't get what you put me through at all, do you? I don't really care at all what your coworkers think of me. But the fact that that's the way you decided to respond to everything tells me all that I needed to know about you.
But that's not fair! Besides, you should know that everyone else thinks that I'm a great guy who works really hard.
Right. Well, have you even talked to your boss, Mr. Henderson, about any of all that you've put me through, though?
And just why in the world would I have anything to say to him at all, huh?
Just call him. I think that you would be really interested in what he has to say to you. Although I doubt that you'll be able to get through.
I don't know what you think you're getting up to, but you should know that Henderson is a good friend of mine. But if you really want me to tell him about this too, I'll indulge you. What the heck is going on here, huh? I tried calling Mr. Henderson and he wouldn't pick up. It was just like you said to me. In fact, I tried calling a bunch of people from the office just now and I couldn't get through to anyone at all. What the heck is going on here?
Well, I don't know. Do you really think any of your coworkers would want anything to do with you after the way you treated me? Maybe you should try reaching out to Julia instead. She might have something to say to you.
But I mean, come on, Julia is a nobody. She just works as one of the grunts. She isn't anywhere near the level I'm at. She should be taking my calls for sure.
You really just don't get it at all, do you? You think it's all about status, but you haven't realized that it's all been slipping away from you.
You're not making any sense at all. Nothing is slipping away from me. I probably just can't reach anyone because it's Saturday right now.
Really sure about that? Maybe just try ringing Julia and see what happens.
Hey, Julia, this is Jack. Do you have any idea where Mr. Henderson is? I can't seem to get a hold of him, and I really need to talk to him right now.
Oh, hello there, Jack. I'm afraid that I'm just a lowly little cog in the wheel who didn't go to any kind of fancy school at all. I don't think that I can help you out at all. Anyways, if that's all that you wanted to talk to me about, I would really appreciate you not communicating with me at all during work hours. I have better things to be doing anyway, so if you don't have anything else to ask me about, I think that I'm going to start ignoring any calls I might get from you.
But, wait, hold on. What are you talking about? You can't be serious about all of this, right?
Oh, I'm afraid that I am serious. But I don't really understand why you're even talking to me at all right now. I thought that you hated talking with people that you thought were beneath you.
No, look, I don't know what's going on or what Ashley's been telling you, but I really just don't want you to think that I think that way. Of course, I think that it's important to treat everyone equally, and especially people who I'm romantically involved with. But the fact of the matter is that if they can't keep up with any of my conversations...
I'm sorry, but why are you telling me any of this at all? I really am just not interested in the least about your warped views of the world. And you should know that the rest of the people from the office are pretty sick of dealing with you as well.
Wait a second, you mean to tell me that the other people in the office also feel this way about me? I had no idea about that at all. How did they even get the idea that I treat people like this?
Well, I think it mostly just comes from the fact that you do treat people this way. And especially when we all go out for company gatherings. You're always bragging to everyone about how things were when you were going to Stanford. You're always going on and on about how the conversation there at your school was so much more classy and refined, and how nobody at the company is even worthy of talking to.
Oh, come on. Are you really trying to tell me that people from the office were getting upset over just a little bit of drunken smack talk at the company outings? Well, it's not my fault if these guys are all just sensitive little babies who can't stand to hear the truth come out of someone who's so much smarter than they all are. I mean, really, am I supposed to feel bad for all the poor little peons beneath me, all because they could never even dream of doing what I've been able to do? I don't really think that's fair of them or you to hold any of what I say outside of the office against.
Well, you know, it's just not just outside of the office at the gatherings where you talk about that kind of stuff, right? I mean, you're always putting people in the office down when you think that you're better than them. You're always going on and on about how you think the entire bank would collapse if it wasn't being held up by your genius. The whole office knows exactly the kind of person that you are, even if you try to put on a charming face when you're in the office.
But that doesn't make any sense to me at all. I try really hard to get everyone to like me, but now you're saying that everyone secretly hates me and knows about how I feel about people who don't have the same level of education as me? How could that be?
It probably has to do with the fact that you're a huge office gossip, and the fact that you think everyone wants to be your friend just because of your degrees. Putting on a charming facade is one thing, but if you just try and gossip and spread rumors about the office behind everyone's back, thinking that nobody is going to trace them all back to you, you're really not as smart as you think that you are.
But I only did that because I thought that everyone liked me in the office. I didn't think that they'd turn around and go tell the person I was gossiping about exactly what I just said about them. Are you really telling me that basically the whole office has figured out that I've had something to say about just about everyone there? And that they've all been able to trace those rumors back to me?
It's exactly what I'm telling you has happened. At least I'm glad that your Ivy League brain was able to piece that one together. Honestly, just how stupid could you really get acting like that? But that's not all. Now that the whole office knows just the kind of person that you really are underneath the persona that you show everyone, we've launched an office-wide complaint to Human Resources. So that means that they are going to look into all of that you've been saying, and I don't think that you're going to get off lightly one bit. Do you understand me?
Hold on a second. So not only did you all go behind my back to tell each other the secrets and my thoughts on everyone else, but then you all have the gall to go and report me for those things? I don't see how that's fair at all. I thought that I was able to say those things in confidence to the people that I was speaking to at the time.
You should have thought about that before you went running your big fat mouth. But I guess all I can say to you is that I hope you learned your lesson after this. Because not only did you blow up a potential marriage to someone who your family would have adored and who would not have only been great for your career but is also just an all-around great person, you might have even ruined your career as well.
No, this can't be happening. Things weren't supposed to go this way. I don't believe what I'm reading. Please, you have to do something to help me. Do you have any idea what my family is going to do to me if they found out that I've caused this much trouble?
If you think that anyone in the office is going to give you a hand after all the coattail riding you've been doing, well, I think it's high time that you have a little check-in with reality. After that, the HR office at the bank where Jack and Julia worked processed the complaint and only uncovered more terrible things about how Jack was treating and talking to the rest of the staff. Despite protests from his parents, who were high up in the bank, Jack was let go of his job and became a black mark on his family's otherwise impeccable legacy of pretentiousness. As for me, I just thanked Julia for telling Jack how things were going to be and went back to my life. Of course, I hope the next man I date isn't such a jerk, but at least I know what to look out for. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.